Hello, TheStarMunchers. Max here, back playing The Outer Worlds. In the last episode, let's see, what all did we do prior to showing up here? We were investigating, the guy who'd been bugged. Ouch, those are hot coals. I just stood on them. And now we are investigating this totally not occult profit of profitability thing. So real quick, let's talk to this person. I don't know why. Maybe we're gathering evidence or dirt.
Hello. Welcome to the Profit of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat.
That's a lot.
Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
Let's see. What can you tell me about the retreat?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
She delivers her lines like some roller coaster operators I've heard in my life. Do you know the Prophet well?
Of course. I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
For a positivity disciple, you sound a little less than enthused.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
I was hired to look into Halcyon Helen's murder. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
This sounds terrible. The Prophet had some kind of feud with Halcyon Helen, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Spencer Woolrich?
Oh, you must have misheard me. I said high profile, not had profile. Mr. Woolrich comes by much too often to be worth mentioning.
Can we try that path again and see who it is?
Yes, the circumstance. However,
Who was it?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush.
Have you noticed any unusual behavior in the retreat lately?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here, at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet. who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
That's all for now.
Certainly.
Goodbye.
Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet's dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
I'll look into it. That's interesting. So, okay, so of all of the people so far, this is by far the most suspicious person whose motives seem the most clear and who actually might kill. But I don't know. View messages. From Bellamy, Ruth. I've talked with my agents, and they've told me that what I said about your seminars, not taking them, actually lost you about 30% of your revenue for the next 3 months, with future losses projected. When I said I wasn't much interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it had hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you said. I'm hoping, if you've got space, that I might be able to attend one of your sessions today, as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping you can fit me in without too much inconvenience. Ruth Bellamy. Okay. Whitaker, Lee. Hey, Prophet, Whitaker here. Wanted to ask how that mix of herbs I sent you has worked out. I was skeptical at first about using them for meditation purposes, but what do I know about productivity? That said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically, hampers the texture, don't leave them out in the sun, and for law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send somebody into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart, Whitaker. Your devoted attendees. Prophet. The other attendees of Tripling Profits Through Transcendentalism and I have reconvened, and we are all in agreement your seminars are simply top-notch. We've seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses and total profit since we attended your seminar together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping, and other costs involved, it boils down to more of a 1% increase. But an increase is an increase. If you ever decide to visit the Grand Colonial, you simply must let us purchase you a round of drinks. Thanks to you, we certainly have the bits for it. Okay, so Ruth Bellamy was definitely snooping around, right? So 1 minute she bashes them and ruins some of their profitability in a very real sense. And then all of a sudden she's interested in coming to one of the seminars. It seems an awful lot like she learned something about them that was bad. But I can't quite put it together yet. I don't know. There might be something glaring that's obvious that I'm just not seeing. Here, let's quick save.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Semi-recent set of tracks in the dirt stands out from the dead leaves and those made by passing creatures.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
Are they Helen's?
Scanning. No. Helen's distinctive shoe size not found. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability.
Well, well, well. Ain't that a peach? So where?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Where were you going, Prophet?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours. Scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Intelligence. Corpses don't get up and walk away, and there's no evidence of the body being torn apart.
Agreed. Likely theory. Individual injured was unconscious, not dead, and walked away after awakening.
They were smoking the stuff. Strange. Let's keep this in mind. Okay. So, I guess we need to go question the Prophet about this. It sounds to me, based on what we read in the computer system,
Timeline discrepancy detected
it
nearby.
sounds an awful lot like somebody was smoking the herbs that she was given, and they fell unconscious, and I guess she thought they were dead. Based on the message that's on the board, it sort of sowed the seed of wondering if she accidentally killed someone, so she just dragged their body, which isn't great, but still doesn't make her necessarily the guilty party, unfortunately. I'm not sure. I'm really hoping soon we get something so blatantly obvious.
Welcome back, sister. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, sister. How might I assist?
You could confess. You said you had no further interaction with Helen before her death, right?
Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her.
I saw the message from Helen on your terminal about attending a session.
Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
Someone said they saw you dragging a human-shaped lump into your yurt.
Who said that? I'll be sure to give them a special seminar on not needlessly implicating the person who puts food on their table. It was a bundle of clothing, sister. Even productivity geniuses need to do laundry from time to time.
The quicker I get the truth, the faster I can leave you alone.
Yes. I suppose the more quickly we get off this subject, the better. I had a visitor, yes, but as it turned out, some of my productivity techniques were too much for them. I had to drag them out by hand. But their peers came and collected them shortly thereafter. I'm sure whichever attendee it was is perfectly safe now.
You've got some interesting herbs in here.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, sister. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
They seem toxic. Toxic enough to potentially kill someone.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
I followed your trail to where you dumped something in the wilderness.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump?
There was nothing there, but by its proportions, I'd say a body.
Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
That doesn't add up. You're sure Helen was dead?
I'm no medical professional, but that certainly seemed the case. Usually my customers at least writhe or mumble after a session. My productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in if her constitution was truly that weak.
But the body wasn't still there, so that can't be it. You didn't dump the body at the Grand Colonial? No, that's a dumb question. Did you shoot the body at any time?
Laws, no. I hate guns. If I ever wanted to kill someone on purpose, I would have used a blunt weapon. Nothing quite like clubbing someone over the head.
Actually, I don't think you killed anybody. Certainly not Helen.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it?
Look, if Helen's body wasn't where you left it, she must have awakened and walked away.
No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike.
Halsey and Helen's body was found at the Grand Colonial. She was killed there.
I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets.
The only thing you've done is be completely negligent.
No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned.
She's making it more difficult. Ugh. Okay, so if I leave her alone, someone might kill her, but I don't think she knows anything. I don't know about this. I don't know if this would actually help in any way, shape, or form. I can't figure you out. I'll think about whether or not you should be arrested.
I can't say I'm pleased by being kept in the dark. I hope you'll come to your senses sooner rather than later, and have me arrested.
That didn't help answer my question at all. That just complicates matters. Doggone it. I was really hoping we were getting somewhere, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense. That would be just too easy. Because it's just chance that we didn't do this quest line before anything else. So that would be really dumb if all we had to do was go there first and we would have figured it out immediately. But I can't figure this out. So the prophet of profitability had motive. But at the same time, Helen was going to go over there just to see what the hubbub was about. Maybe legitimately trying not to ruin her business. I don't know. But the fact that the body got up and left is significant. Like, she definitely didn't kill her.
Inspector?
I finished my investigation into Jasmine Leva, the prophet of profitability.
Ms. Leva
The
earned
prophet
that
of
title,
profitability.
but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
She really wants to be arrested. I think she's a fraud and a cheat. She's clearly in over her head.
Really? What makes you say that?
She's convinced she killed Helen. She's worried. She thinks her enemies are trying to blackmail her.
You're saying she was paranoid. Interesting. I'll have to make a note of her psychological state in my report. Does the prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
I'm still considering my options, but no, I doubt she did it.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
This could be very bad. Journal. What else do we have? Oh, collect 8 variants of Spectrum vodka. Investigate storage warehouse's inventory logs. That's what we should be doing next. That's definitely anything other than trying to finish this. Because we are not ready. We do not have all the information. Because remember, whoever... There was something about the storage. I remember that. I wanted to go check that out. Exit the Grand Colonial. We're going to take Felix and Sam. I don't remember. It was several episodes ago. We found something in the field where Halcyon Helen was tromping around, and it was tied specifically, like an insecticide or something that was tied specifically to the storage someplace. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was. We need to go all the way here. And we need to find all 8 variants of Spectrum vodka, because someone stole like a super secret weapon too, and I haven't forgotten that. There was some experimental weapon that the scientist lady who died was working on, and I think it used Spectrum vodka.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector.
Oh, yeah, we
You
definitely already
discovered
found that.
footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Okay, watch out for the gorillas. Okay, so this is the storage place. This is where I wanted to investigate. Okay, so this is the storage facility. Nursery storage. This is what we need to investigate. Inventory records. Investigate. Note. Please do not lick this terminal. You will be electrocuted. Current inventory. Gardner Auto Mechanical. Status beat up. Notes. Waspitos keep stinging these, breaking their stingers and dying. Probably keep them separate. Mock apples and purple berries. A heck of a lot. Hard to count. Do we really got to number every single fruit? We've got more than enough. Item Waspitos. Couple hundred hives. Real grumpy. Don't get stung by these. Spectrum vodka. All colors. Amount 1 left. Status 1 shipment to the purple puzzle hedges. 1 to the nut hut. Note, swing by the nut hut with some of my savings later today. Been a long week. View groundkeeper note. The purple berries are growing a heck of a lot faster than the auto mechanicals can pick them. I should be mighty perturbed by what we're wasting. But since I had that treatment, all I felt is glad about things. Goodness, this promotion sure was a life changer. Speaking of, Rudy, I have a feeling you're reading this. Caught you a couple times peering at me from behind the hedges and the like. How about you swing by my shack and we bury the hatchet? I'm a changed man since you recommended me for this promotion. Got a bottle of Spectrum vodka we can share and a chapter of brand new Halcyon Helen cereal. I knew you never liked that I got the advanced copies. Come on by, Jacob. Overseeing orchardist note. Yarba, I must admit that when your old superior described you as a misanthropic locked-armed bleep, I did not expect you would ever acclimate to a position so many others have loathed. Productivity is at an all-time high, and what's more, you not only impress many visitors with your wonderful attitude, but you somehow seem to get along well with the Waspitos, or at least they haven't killed you yet. I would like to offer you an unprecedented reward, a one-time 15-minute break to be taken at your discretion. Well done, Yarball. Wow. Hypotheticals. So, Jacob, I've got a quick rhetorical question for you. Let's say, rhetorically, that one of the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve keepers got drunk and thought he'd indulge himself in some after-hours hunting. Let's say he theoretically released our primals, and those primals theoretically proceeded to beat him to death with his own rifle, then escaped to the orchards. Obviously, I'm just worried for the sake of worrying, but something like that, if something like that were to happen, and I'm not saying it did, especially since such a screw-up would cost me my job, theoretically, Rizzo's may have tested some of their products on those primals, and these primals have acquired a taste for Rizzo's booze that I know you have stocked in the orchards. Look, if you see any wayward primals, and I'm not saying you will, please, for the love of the law, send me a message. Huntmaster Carlos. Okay. Okay. Yet again, very confused by what this solves. I guess we're looking for all the different types of Spectrum vodka. Do we already have some in our inventory? Who's Sydney Mayano? I don't know, but that explains why there's primals in the orchards. Is that the Huntmaster made a whoopsie-daisy. Here we go. All right, let's talk to this person. Oh, they've got the gross thing on their neck.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Welcome to the
These things look
Purpleberry
so
Nut Hut,
gross.
you wonderful, wonderful customer. Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
I can't tell if she's happy or dying on the inside.
I sure am. Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Squint at the thing on her neck. Nah, let's just pretend this is normal.
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Have you sold any Spectrum from the storage warehouse shipment?
Wow, what a strange question. I'm much too delighted to be suspicious. I've sold lower-level Spectrums to workers from RR&DD Labs, Hive Control, and the Conservatory. Jacob's predecessor also splurged briefly on a bottle beyond his pay grade, and Black Hole Birdie bought my most expensive Spectrum when he visited. I wish he'd bought more. Oh, if you're looking for your own Spectrum, remember that you can always buy from the Nut Hut or the Grand Colonial Bar, so long as you have the bits to back up your taste.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You do know that Birdie's a suspect in Helen's murder investigation, right?
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
Trade. So, red, we'll get one of those. Blue. Cancel. Hold on. Rum and something. Spectrum. I think that's all the Spectrum vodka she had. Repairs. How do I repair all? I guess some of the stuff is okay.
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
Yikes. Scary. Okay. Spectrum vodka, Spectrum vodka. Okay, so we've got a direction. So I guess that's going to be next episode, but that's all the time I got for this one. Things happened in this episode. Unfortunately, things aren't as simple as I was hoping they would be, and I have a lot more questions, but that's going to do it for this episode, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.